Hi there, it's Carol with Carolbcrafts. Today we'll be making this awesome masculine birthday card with our Geared Up Garage club kit. This is project number 3 in my Geared Up Garage club kit, which is available till May 31st, 2019, or while supplies last. Check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, to see what current club kit I'm offering. Now, the Geared Up Garage Club Kit centers around the Geared Up Garage stamps and the Garage Gears Thinlits. And these are available at Stampin' Up! Through May 31st as a bundle. Just be sure to get that host code on my website while you're there and use that host code when you're purchasing, and you will receive 15% of your retail purchase in credit towards your next purchase of Club Kit from me. Now, the Geared Up Garage set is a Father's Day set, but it doesn't have to be. It has some other sentiments that you can use. And to help make this more a birthday card, I'm using the Itty Bitty Birthday sentiments from this stamp set. And I find that these go really well with the Geared Up Garage stamps. Now, if you didn't get the club kit, don't worry. I will give you the supplies and dimensions as we go along so that you can make this awesome happy birthday, masculine birthday card with us. So to start out, you will need your Geared Up Garage stamps, your Garage Gears Thinlits, and your Itty Bitty Birthdays if you want to make this a birthday stamp. And you'll need your Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and if you have it, your basic gray, but you don't have to have that. I only use the basic gray on these little nuts here on the side, so that's optional. For your adhesives, you're going to want to have your mini glue dots, your mini dimensionals, your snail, and your glue. You'll want to have a pencil, some scissors, a scratch piece of paper, your stamp apparatus, and your Big Shot. For your cardstock, you're going to want a piece of thick Whisper White, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, a piece of regular Whisper White, 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Let's see, you'll need 2 pieces of Tranquil Tide, 3 3/4 by 5, and this one is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. You have a piece of Smoky Slate, 4 1/4 by 3 1/2, and then a piece of Basic Black, 3 3/4 by 5. For your DSP, you'll want the tire tracks, and that is 3 5/8 by 3 3/8, and then a piece of the crushed curry, 3 5/8 by 1 1/2. For your embellishments, you're going to want to have one of the little wrenches that's included in your kit, and a piece of the silver striped ribbon that's 5 1/2 inches long. Okay, so that's your supplies. So let's get started. We'll start with our stamping, and we'll get our stamp apparatus out. So we'll get our stamp apparatus, and I'll get something to go underneath there so that I have a level to stamp on. The stamps we'll need is All Geared Up to Celebrate, and the one that has the 3 little nuts from the Nuts and Bolts that we need. And then from our birthday, Itty Bitty Birthdays, we're going to need Happy Birthday, which is here. Happy Birthday. And we need, what does it say on the inside? Let's Celebrate You. So that would be this one. Let's Celebrate You. That's our stamps. Okay, so I have my All Geared Up to Celebrate, and I have a piece of plastic that is 4 by 6, the window sheet. I'm going to put that landscape, and I'm going to put my All Geared Up to Celebrate in the corner here. so that I can come back later and put this image where I want it. So I'm going to ink that up with my Tuxedo black ink and stamp an image here that will help me to put that in place. So I don't want it too close to the bottom or too close to the edge. As you can see from here, I just really kind of want to make it in the bottom right corner and just make sure it's level. And then when I'm happy with it, I'm going to put this in place, remove the plastic, and I'm going to ink up my stamp again with Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to do it maybe 1 or 2 more times. We'll see. Okay, so that looks good enough for my front sentiment. I'll clean off my stamp. So that's our all geared up to celebrate for the front. Now we need to do the inside. Happy birthday, let's celebrate you on our piece of 3.5 by 4 3/4 Whisper White. We'll bring in our sheet. I'll need to clean it. Make sure you dry it off as well. So this I'm going to do it horizontal, and I'll switch stamps to Happy Birthday, and I'll just put that down here near the bottom and ink it up with my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Now I'm going to slip this underneath and put that just about where I want it. It looks like it's about 1/2 inch from the edge and about 3/4 inch from the top. And then I'm going to put my magnets in place, ink up my stamp again, so I have my Happy Birthday. I might do that one more time lightly. And now I'm going to clean off my stamp and my plastic. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the Let's Celebrate You stamp. Bring in my plastic and put it horizontal. Stamp at the bottom, Let's Celebrate You, with my Memento ink. I'll bring in my sentiment card, and I'm going to have that just a little bit to the right, and I just want to make sure it's level. And when I'm happy, I'll put my magnets in place, ink up my stamp, okay, I'll clean these stamps off. And then lastly, with your scratch paper, we'll take those 3 little nuts that we have and are either your basic gray or your Tuxedo Black, whichever you have. We'll put our scratch paper down and get our basic gray ink. And what you want to do is you're just going to alternate kind of down, just make a row, kind of just go down the side, and then where you see on the edge here, you're going to come in and you're just going to kind of fill in there on the edges where you think that you need to. Okay, that's a little bit. There we go. And then clean this stamp off. Okay, we are done with our stamping. Next we're going to do our die cutting, and we're going to die cut this gear die right here, and we're going to ink it up to distress it before we do die cut it. So we'll bring in our scratch paper again, put our die facing up, and you might want to get a baby wipe handy, because this can get a little messy. You're going to take your ink and you're just going to rub it, the parts that are sticking up, and get it nice and black. And you don't have to do it really well, but you just want to make sure you get some of it done. And then you're done with that. You want to clean off your hands really well. So we're going to pick this up and put it on our cardstock, our smoky slate, and I'm just going to tape that down there. You will get ink on your fingers, that's fine. It'll come off eventually. And then we'll run this through our big shot, and you're going to want to clean off your plate too, because you're going to get ink on that, so you want to wipe it and dry it. So now we should have our die cut of our gears. You'll want to clean off your die as well with your baby wipe. Or I guess you could run some water over it and brush it if you wanted to do that. Okay, and we'll just set that aside to dry. Now I'm going to use my piercing tool to poke out all of these little pieces here. Okay, so I have all my little pieces poked out there. So that's ready to go on the front of our card. So let's start putting our card together. We'll get our card base out, find our little groove, our valley, and fold away. And then we'll use our bone folder to crease that fold. We'll get our 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 tranquil tide. We'll put that on the front of our card. And now we're going to build up the front part that we're going to put the ribbon on. We need the base, the black base, which is the 3 3/4 by 5. We need our DSP, and we want the 3 5/8 to go across the bottom. And then we want our piece of crushed curry to go here. I'm going to put those on with some glue. I like glue because it is a little more forgiving and it gives me time to move things around if I need to. Now we'll put our crushed curry down here at the bottom. Now before we put that on the front, we're going to want to put our ribbon on, and it is going to be, it looks like about 1 3/8 from the bottom. So we're going to measure 1 3/8 from the bottom on the back, and we'll put our snail, about 1 inch of snail, just above that mark. Something for our ribbon to kind of sink into. So we'll put our ribbon across here. Mostly we just want to cover up that well, you want to cover up that piece that is in the center. So there we go. Now that's going to go on the front, just like that. We'll go ahead and do the inside before we finish the front. So we have our piece of 3 3/4 by 5 tranquil tide, and on front of that we're going to put our happy birthday, let's celebrate you. And then that's going to go on the inside. Okay, we're ready to finish the front, and we just have a couple of things left to do. We need to put our gears on the front with some mini dimensionals, and we need to put our little wrench on with some mini glue dots. So to do the mini dimensionals, I can see I still missed a few spots here. You're going to have to, there'll be some places that are big enough for you to put a full dimensional, and then there'll be some spots that you will need to cut your dimensionals so that they'll fit on there. So I'm going to first start with the places I can put a full mini dimensional. Okay, I think that's enough of the full dimensionals. Now I'm going to cut some in half and use those. Okay, so you can see that I have my, looks like I need to put one more right here. I have my dimensionals on the back. I've cut some in half and some I've used whole. And now I'm going to remove the backs and put them with this, the gear down here, just over the ribbon, just a little bit like that. So I'll remove all of these backings. Okay, so I have all the backings removed, and it's very sticky, so I want to make sure I get it in the right place to begin with, because there won't be any really moving it around. So just a little bit over the edge and then up towards the right, top right corner. And press it down. Now our little wrench we're going to put on with some glue dots. I'm going to use a piercing tool to just kind of pick that glue dot up. I'm going to roll it kind of like a burrito and put it on the back and push down, pull away. I'm going to do another one, same way. I'm just going to kind of make a burrito and put that on the back. Now these glue dots are pretty sticky, so I might have room for one more because some of these like balled up, so I'm just gonna put that. So I've got 3, they're all kind of balled up in the back, but that's okay, they won't show, and the more the merrier. So I'm going to put this just above the all geared up and level across, just about right there, and hopefully it will be level. And if you have any sticking out, you can always just kind of take your piercing tool, stick it in there, and just pull it away. Twist it and pull it, and that'll pull any additional glue dot that you see that's sticking out. Okay, that's our card. So this was card number 3 in my Geared Up Garage Club Kit. Again, this is available through May 31st, 2019, or while supplies last. Check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, to see what current club kits I'm offering. Thanks for watching. Bye now.